Hi everybody, and welcome to another segment of AstrologyAnswers.com's weekly forecast. My name is Terrence Gardino. The week begins on September the 14th with the moon in extroverted, outgoing Leo and the sun in hardworking, analytical Virgo. The sun is in harmony with transformational Pluto. In other words, the sun is putting a spotlight on change, but this is a positive change. From construction to cleaning out the closets, to even on a more personal level, Pluto rules the inner psyche. So having an astrology reading a self-help book, having a counseling session. This could all be very favorable for exploring your own inner psyche. On Tuesday, pleasure-seeking Venus is going to be aspecting unexpected, exciting Uranus. Now, Venus-Uranus, if you're single and you're looking, this can trigger an unexpected flirtation, infatuation. If you're in a relationship and there's been problems, there might be the strong desire to break away. So it is about breaking through or breaking apart. By 11:36 a.m. approximately Pacific time, the moon that has been in outgoing Leo moves into service-oriented, work-oriented Virgo. As we go into Wednesday with that moon in Virgo, it's going to be in harmony with expansive Jupiter. Moon Jupiter, very favorable for getting a lot of work done, making travel plans, studying, educational plans. Later in the day, after all that kind of upbeat Jupiter energy, then the moon is in a bit of contention with Neptune, and you just might be drained, maybe moody, a bit out of sorts. On Thursday, it's the new moon in Virgo. The new moon always directs our attention to a new area of our life for those next 4 weeks. New moon's a time of planting seeds, launching new projects, new beginnings. Now, this new moon is in harmony with stabilizing pragmatic Saturn. So this new moon to Saturn is really favorable for getting a lot of work accomplished over the next couple of weeks. And decision-making, selling Mercury will also be in aspecting Jupiter. This is really good for traveling, for education, for marketing, because Mercury deals with the details, Jupiter deals with the big picture. Mercury can be dealing with short distance traveling, Jupiter deals with international long distance traveling. So on this new moon, which is overall can be very grounding, very good for business. Here's Mercury, Jupiter, could give you a lot of brainstorming, a lot of exciting new ideas. By noon Pacific time on Thursday of the new moon, the moon will have left Virgo and will go into Libra for the next couple of days. Virgo is much more analytical and work-oriented, that eye on the goal and getting it done. But when the moon that sets the public tone goes into Libra about noon on Thursday Pacific time, Libra is about harmony, socializing, more diplomacy, more peace-seeking. And on Friday, the moon in Libra will be in harmony with Jupiter and Mercury. Now this is, again, good for communications, for traveling, for just particularly with the Jupiter, is feeling really hopeful about future plans. But this could be really favorable, going into Friday night, into the weekend of, entertaining, enjoying yourself with friends and loved ones. On Saturday, by 7:30 in the morning till maybe 9:30 in the morning, that early part of the morning, Pacific time, the Libra moon will be in conflict with retrograde Mars. Retrograde Mars can be impulsive, can be irritable, and when it's opposite, it means there's these conflicts, emotional conflicts. But in the Pacific time, it's early in the day, but it could be going close to Saturday evening if you're in Europe, or certainly more around noontime if you're on the East Coast. So you don't want to get into any kind of ego disputes or arguments. But the moon will leave Libra, move away from that Mars, and go into Scorpio, 11:33 a.m. Pacific time through Sunday. Moon in Scorpio is where the moon in Libra wants to be more sociable. The moon in Scorpio wants to be more private, more introspective. Libra is just kind of witty and chatty and sociable. But when the moon is in Scorpio, it's more inclined to some really profound conversations, some deep thinking. On Sunday, the moon in Scorpio will be triggering Venus, Jupiter, and Neptune. Venus is all that socializing and harmony. Jupiter is all that optimism and expansion. And then by the evening, Pacific time, now the moon is in harmony with Neptune. That moon Neptune can be very selfless, spiritual energy, this intuitive energy. So Saturday starts the early part of the day where there may be some arguments, irritable tensions. But Sunday, it's pretty much all day is very sociable and harmonious. Now, late Sunday evening, Pacific time, mainly on Monday, as you're going on, as it affects the East Coast of the United States and certainly Europe, communication Mercury is going to be in aspecting profound Pluto. Now, Mercury-Pluto, you might be trying to convince somebody of your point of view, or somebody is trying to coerce you into their belief system. If you find yourself getting caught up in these ego disputes of who's right, who's wrong, take a break and walk away. This can be very favorable, though, for doing a lot of studying, researching, soul searching. Pluto rules the underworld. Mercury could be in, ferreting out mysteries and secrets. So, I want to thank you for watching. I hope to see you next week with my next segment. Until then, have a great week.